Welcome back, downshifters. So in today's video, I want to go ahead and kind of walk you guys through my first off-roading adventure. I did bring my loved ones with me. They're kind of big troopers because they decided to go with me, especially since this is my first time going through this. I did check the a couple websites, and I did find this trail here in Southern California that did say was good for beginners. Experts that have done this, or basically pros that have done this trail before, stated that this was a good beginner trail. So definitely really excited to walk you guys through, to show you and talk to you guys through this video. So let's get started. My favorite thing that I've done so far to my vehicle, or pre-checklist before going out off-roading, is putting on the kangaroo backpack. For some reason, I don't know why I enjoyed really doing this, but it's something that by the time I was done, I was just so happy and excited to see it on my vehicle. But a couple of things that I did do before going and hitting the trail is just making sure that I have a checklist of all the things that I need to make sure that I check before I take it off-roading. Definitely, I did put gas on the vehicle, so that was number one. Definitely check for any cracks or any leaks underneath the vehicle, and just make sure that I had everything that I needed for that trip. But definitely the backpack was my favorite thing to do for my pre-checklist. Ready? Okay, so to get to this trail here in Southern California, it took me about an hour or so. The really cool thing about Southern California is that there actually is way too many trails, way too many off-roading destinations you can off-road on. So definitely really cool. This didn't take too long to get here. As you can see, the trail really starts right off the 15 freeway going up to Vegas. Definitely super excited to show you guys the off-roading trail. So before hitting the trail, the first thing that I want to do is, of course, air down my tires. There's a couple of things that I do have that I can use to air down the tire, but this is the one that I found has been the easiest to do, which is basically just inserting these where the air inflator is and just putting it on all four tires. And basically by the time that I get to the fourth tire, it doesn't take that long to that the first tire that I put it on is already disinflated. I have these set at about 16 psi. I usually run my tires at around 38 psi, but definitely these are set at 16. So you can set them at whatever psi pressure you would want them to have. But just because of the off-roading trail that I'm going on, it's a beginner trail. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. I don't think I'm going to need anything crazy or a lower PSI. I'm just going to go ahead and do the 16 that I already have them set. So as you can see, I'm just going through all the tires. If you guys see me doing that with my hand, I'm just basically, someone asked me, what are you doing? You know, one of my loved ones is just asking, what are you doing? And I'm just like, well, you have to air down your tires to get traction or to hug the rocks, kind of a bigger footprint. And that's really all I'm doing. So just showing you guys here the other system that I have to air down. But this is, it's a little bit more time consuming because you have to do it one by one. So it takes a little bit of more time. So definitely the other way was a lot easier. But I will show you guys maybe, or I'll leave a description below of that other device that I used to go ahead and disinflate the tires. So after I finished airing down my tires up to down to the 16 psi, I was ready to go ahead and hit the trail. So if you see me here back onto the vehicle, everyone's on the vehicle, and everyone's actually really nervous, and I'm really nervous as well, especially since it was my first time. So what you'll see me doing here is basically engaging the vehicle into 4x4, so 4 low. I've never done this on my own, so I had to actually YouTube and search it on Google on how to put the vehicle on 4 low. It did take me a while to do it. I think I messed up a couple of times at a point of time here on this video, or at this time. I put it on neutral, and I was already going up the hill, and I started going back down the hill. And on the left side is the mountain, and the right side it's a cliff. And the vehicle started going back down, and but I was able, to, of course, to stop it. And I think I freaked out some of the people in the vehicle, but definitely caught it and went back on drive, and then put it again on neutral, and then go ahead and put it on the all the way down to the 4 low until I finally got it. Definitely, this is something that I have to practice a bit more, and maybe just doing this. And my suggestion for you guys that have never had a 4x4 vehicle and are practicing and trying to put it on 4 low, definitely just practice, maybe in your street, out in a place that's wide and open, and just practice, and practice and practice until you feel extremely comfortable putting your vehicle on 4x4. Definitely, I should have practiced this before, but I didn't think it was going to be that much of a big deal. But if you see me here, I think at this point I got it. I got it down, or maybe not. I think I'm still having a little bit of trouble, but definitely by after this, I got it, and I was able to put it on 4x4 or 4 low to hit this trail. All right, so this is at a point of the trail where I actually stopped for a moment. I think probably this was one of the sketchiest uh, uh, places that I think I encountered. So my camera man actually got a little closer to get a little bit better view. And as that person was walking towards, they didn't have the proper shoes, and actually ended up slipping at this point, but got a good shot of the floor and get a good shot of the dirt bikes passing by, which is pretty neat to see dirt bikes in this trail. But as you can see, a really good close up of these tire marks on the floor, and really good close up of the dirt she was examining before I hit this trail. Really great a team sport here. We need everybody that you need a good spotter, as they say, and I can definitely say she was a good spotter. She was definitely checking the terrain for me. But hitting this first little obstacle, I would say, because as a beginner, this was a little sketchy to me, but I think I did a pretty good job. Honestly, I was really nervous. I wish I would have had the audio right there so you guys can hear me and you can see my facial expression as I was going through this little sketchy trail, as I say. But probably for you experts, this was nothing. But definitely cool, really exciting, really nice day, and yeah, super cool. Trail within a couple, maybe like 20 minutes or so of heading down the trail. You did start seeing some offshoots. My understanding is if you stick on the main road, you're doing the easy trail. And if you start seeing some offshoots, you're getting into the more moderate trails. And as you can see, there is a truck going up the hill. In person, it did look a little sketchy. In the video, it doesn't look too scary or anything like that, but for my first time, I definitely wanted to stick to the easy trail. And I think the people in the car with me wanted me to stick to the easy trail because for them, this was kind of like the first time to hitting an off road trail. So I kind of just did that. So this is the reason why I ended up getting an off-roading vehicle or an overlanding vehicle. If you guys can see, this is just amazing, especially if you live in the city and if you, work long days and you're just busy all the time. But being able to get out and do stuff like this is just it's just great. It's just an amazing feeling, amazing day. Your weekend just feels so great, and if you have to go back to work on Monday, right? But look at this. It's just beautiful. Green, the mountains, the lakes, the lake. It's just beautiful. At this point of the trail, there is another offshoot. I could have stayed on the main trail, which once again was the easy trail, but this didn't look too sketchy, so I had someone go down and check it out for me. I I didn't really have a spotter for this. It was just basically everybody that went with me was new to it. I like I said, I wasn't thinking of doing anything difficult or anything like that. So I don't think I need a spotter, but definitely had spotters here and there who would go down and check for me. And but I don't think I did this trail. It did get a little sketchy down at the bottom, but back at the easy trail, you guys can see once again, getting really close to the lake, almost there, but almost ending this trail. It was a really beautiful, beautiful day. A little nerve-wracking at times, a little exciting at times, a little scared at times, but definitely would hit this trail again with a lot more confidence. All right, so this ended my day or of the trail. Putting on those gloves to basically air up my tires was a really good trail for a beginner. Once again, still a little nerve wracking, but really good. I think easy trail. I hopefully the people that went with me really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed some of the cinematics that I had and some of the just the scenery, which was beautiful. At this point, I'm not smelling my vehicle or anything like that. What I'm actually just checking out is the antifreeze, because I did notice the day prior that it was on the lower level of the antifreeze. So I just wanted to check it after I ran the vehicle for a couple of hours, and it did seem like it was still on the low side. So definitely going to add so antifreeze on this vehicle before my next off-roading trip. But all I'm doing at this point is just getting or setting up the ARB compressor with the hoses and setting everything up so I can go ahead and air back up my tires. Of course, being very safe, very cautious. Brian, the guy who sold me the vehicle, ended up helping me and showing me how to use a lot of the equipment on the vehicle, which was really needed and extremely helpful. So what I just did is paid really good attention, and the good thing he did, because I'm able to do this, for the first time with no hesitation. So all I'm going to do is basically just connect all the hoses, connect everything together, and turn on the ARB power switch that I have, which is actually right underneath my steering wheel. And just going to go ahead and start inflating the tires back up to the 38 psi, which that's what I've had the tires pressure, or that's what I have had the tire pressure set on after dropping off the psi to 16. And all I'm doing is just basically just airing back those tires so I can take it back on the highway. It's really important that you guys don't drive off into the highway with your power or with your pressure still low, because then what you're going to do is basically really work that engine, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to force more than you have to on the engine. So definitely make sure if you ever air down, get back on the highway, please make sure that you air up your tires. But that's basically it. I really enjoyed this quick trip that we did. It wasn't too far from my house, about an hour away, right off the 15 freeway, hit this easy trail. I definitely want to go back and do it again after I've hit a couple other easy trails with a lot more confidence, and definitely maybe hit those offshoots that take you to those moderate trails, which now that I look at them don't look too bad in video, but in person it was a little scary, a little sketchy, but definitely want to go back. So just want to thank you guys for watching watching the video, getting all the way to the end. This is my first time once again doing this video or these type of videos, so I definitely want to improve and show a little bit more of the trail. But definitely was really focused on just getting through it and making sure that I practiced on my vehicle, put my car on the 4x4 and just kind of really paid attention to what I was doing. But as I get a little bit more experience and get a little bit more comfortable, we'll definitely record a lot more of the day and a couple more of those trails. Just want to thank you guys for once again taking the time to check out my channel. If you have any questions or comments or anything that you guys just want to ask, please comment below. Hit that like button, and most important, if you want to help me out, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but all you guys are gonna do is just go along once again with this journey of me as a beginner, just taking this vehicle off-roading. Once again, thank you, downshifters, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.